Hi everyone, welcome to the Apache Pig sample project overview. This is an Excel sheet which actually shows you in the first column the different kinds of games that are actually there from one of the most famous company called Electronic Arts EA. So there are various games which they have developed here, and the second column shows the users, sample users who use these games. The third column is the score that each user has got in that particular game. The fourth column is all the platforms where all the games can be played. And the fifth column is a short description about what the game is actually, what does it do. So we have this big list of maybe about like close to 1194 rows here, which shows all these columns. So this Excel sheet, which anyone can create on the Windows desktop using Microsoft Office, is named as games.xls format. The second Excel sheet that I have prepared is the same users in the earlier sheet that you have seen, and their ages. So for example, John 12 user is about 12 years age, and so on. So for all the users we have their particular ages. So with this kind of database, imagine this is a small database, but imagine you have probably 2 to 3 terabytes of such kinds of data, which happens in real time. Now let us say if we have two questions that we want to solve. The first question is, in each game, we want to know what is the highest score, right, that is gained by a particular user. So the question is, what is the highest score of any user of a particular game? And we want to list out the output in the form of the highest score by a particular user in a particular game. So we want to see for all the games what is the highest score. And the second question is, what is the average age of all the users or players in each particular game, right? So these are the two questions that we would like to solve using Hadoop. Now the following steps have been executed. So the first step that we do is you save these two Excel files, or you save this particular Excel workbook in the form of the tab delimited text format, right? So all the columns are separated by or delimited by tab. So we use this particular way to save this file on the desktop. So I've already done that, and in my folder you can see these two Excel files based on the two actually these two text documents which are tab delimited based on the two Excel files that have been created. Now using Hadoop, what you can do is you can actually, if you have the particular facility, you can actually drag and drop, right? You can use the drag and drop facility to actually take this from your Windows environment directly to the desktop of your Linux environment, right? So this is pretty easy here, and therefore I have dragged these two files, games.txt and gameusers.txt, onto the desktop. Okay, and so from the desktop I have copied these files into a particular folder called July. I've just taken some folder here. If you can see, if I go back, you can see two folders, right? July and training. And this is actually on the desktop of training, which I have copied using the command, which is cp/home/training/desktop/game and star. Okay, so it will copy all the files which have the name game and followed by S or users and so on. So I've copied this here and put a dot. The dot shows that I'm copying to this particular folder, right? So using this command I have copied the file, and let me go back into the particular file. Let me clear this up, and you can see these two files called games.txt and gameusers.txt, right? Now I've created a file called high_score.pig, so which you can do that using nano high_score.pig. Okay, so it will basically show the script. So we are running the function in the local script mode. So for the local we use pig -x local, and this is in the script format. So we basically type all the scripts in one text. Okay, so what I've done is basically I've first loaded the games.txt file using this relation called scores using pig storage, and it is separated by tab. As I have mentioned earlier, the 4 or 5 columns that we have. The first is the game, the name, the score, which is an integer, the platforms on which the games work, character array, and the description of that particular game. Then I have used another relation called game_scores, with which I have grouped all the scores by that particular game. Okay, so you have the group as the game, and then it will show you all the tuples with that particular game and all the scores in those tuples. The third relation is top_game_scores, in which I say for each relation called game_scores, for each output of that, we are actually ordering it. In pig, it's the same as sort. We are using this transformation called order the scores by the score in a descending format. Once I have ordered all the scores in the descending format, the highest score, which is the first row, right? I want to use that particular thing alone for each game. So I want to limit that output by each game to the first row. So the top score is in the first row. So I would like to limit that by the first row. So that's why I said 1. And then I would flatten that particular relation called top_score_back. The second one, okay, then I dump this relation, and it will show me the highest score in each game, right? Similarly, I have used another relation called players, and this whole thing is to find out the average age of all the players in each game. So I've loaded the file called gameusers.txt and tab delimited. This is there are only 2 columns, name and age. I put that as character array and integer. And then I would like to join the first, the second and the first relation. So the players relation by name, and this is a simple query that I'm putting it as join, right? And the scores, which is this one right here, with the same name. So I've got this particular column called name in both these tables basically. So once I join them, I group them. I group them by the particular game, right? So you have the whole table combined, and I want to group this particular relation with that particular game. And then to calculate the average, this is the relation average_ages. For each of those outputs, I would like to generate the group and the average of the particular age from this relation called player_scores as age. I have defined as the data type as double, because the average when you calculate could be in decimals, right? So I put them as double, and then I'm dumping that particular relation called average_ages, right? So let us execute this command using the local script mode, which is pig -x local high_score_pig. Okay. So the backend is completely map reduced here. Okay, I think it has generated the first output. Now we're going to see the second output, which is the average age of all the players in each game. Right, so we have got this output. So for each game, let's say for Command and Conquer Red Alert 3 pricing, the average age of all the players for this game is 17.6 years. Okay, so similarly we have got for all the games here. Great. Now let us look at the first output. Let's go back and see. Wow. So here you can see the score right there. the highest score, right, that is achieved by any user in each of these games. Okay, so we can see the highest game 5080, 5320, 5720, and so on. I hope you enjoyed this session, and if you have any